Yes, hello everybody. I hope that you're doing fine and that you're ready to learn with me for this another video about our hormones. So in the last videos that I had shared to you, we were talking about adrenal glands and the parathyroid glands. So at this point in time, we'll be talking about the miscellaneous hormones. Okay, so without further ado, let us proceed. Okay, first we have the serotonin, and it is otherwise termed as the happy hormone. It is synthesized from the tryptophan by argentophin cells in the GI tract, and it is also found in the pineal gland and our central nervous system. So actually, our serotonin does a lot of things. It's actually a fascinating chemical produced in our bodies, and they act like master conductor, influencing everything from our emotions and bodily functions to even our motor skills. So, aside from being a happy hormone, your serotonin is also acting upon our bowel movements. 90% of the body serotonin is produced in the intestines, and that's why they help regulate and control bowel movements. Okay, and then they are also um important in mood regulation, hence they are termed as the happy hormone. So serotonin in the brain is believed to be a key player in regulating emotions like happiness and anxiety. Okay, medications, we have some medications and we call them selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They are thought to work by increasing serotonin activity in the brain, thereby elevating mood disorders. So that's why, again, it's termed as a happy hormone. And serotonin can also be nauseous trigger. Serotonin produced in the stomach and intestines play a role in initiating nausea and vomiting as the body's response to illness, certain foods, or other conditions. So kapag nasusuka ka, no, part of the player of why we feel like nasusuka ka or gusto mong sumuka, it's because of serotonin. And also, serotonin is also helping us in our ability to stay awake, no? So our ability to stay awake is controlled by neurotransmitters, and that includes your serotonin. So serotonin is also involved in regulating sleep cycles, influencing the switch between rapid eye movement or REM and non-REM sleep stages. Okay. So I hope you are familiar with the rapid eye movement and the non-rapid eye movement sleep stages that we have. And also, aside from being a happy hormone, if you can remember our lesson in hematology too, we have also discussed that serotonin is part of those substances that are being released during blood clot processes. So platelets in our blood store this serotonin. Now, if you can still remember, so when the body needs to repair damage, so these platelets are also actually released, and they aid no, in stopping bleeding and promoting wound healing. And lastly, serotonin, aside from being a happy hormone, okay, it is also involved in controlling the body's sexual functions, and this explains why medications that affect serotonin levels can sometimes cause sexual side effects. Okay. And so that's all about our serotonin. So aside from being a happy hormone, marami din siyang ginagawa. So let's proceed to the next miscellaneous hormone. And we have gastrin. Ayan, gastrin is actually secreted by the G cells of the stomach. And the main function of your gastrin is to secrete hydrochloric acid by the parietal cells. So your gastrin is actually a key player in our digestive system. Okay, so it is also responsible for telling the stomach to release the gastric acid. Okay, it is a powerful digestive juice that breaks down the food, no? So, okay, again, you have the hydrochloric acid. And aside from the hydrochloric acid, your gastrin also works together with cholecystokinin. So, if you have, okay, um, if you can still remember our discussion in the liver function, but we have the cholecystokinin. We have talked about the gallbladder. So gallbladder stores our bile, right? So cholecystokinin works with your gastrin, no? So both of these are responsible for the release of bile that is stored in the gallbladder, and bile is responsible for the breakdown of our fats. Okay, so again, why do we need hydrochloric acid? So hydrochloric acid is responsible no, for killing the microbes that might have entered the stomach with the food that we have taken in. No? So through the presence of your hydrochloric acid, no, it is safeguarding the body from potential infection. So that's why, di ba, we have this common joke na kapag nalaglag yung pagkain, "Uy, okay lang, no, may 5-second rule tayo." So, actually, hindi natin kailangan ng 5-second rule kasi, even if we eat that, no, as long as hindi naman siya gano'n ka-grossly, parang, grossly contaminated. So, when we eat the food, when it reaches our stomach has this hydrochloric acid that is actually capable of, um killing no these microbes that might pose a potential harm in our body. So ginagawa ng hydrochloric acid ay pinapatay niya ito. At the same time, no, your hydrochloric acid is also very important in uh activating our pepsin. Okay, so pepsin breaks down proteins in food, which is a vital step in the digestive process. Okay, so as what was mentioned here, gastrin is a diagnostic marker for Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. So what is this Zollinger-Ellison syndrome? So it is actually related to tumors. So the tumors that occur with Zollinger-Ellison syndrome are made up of cells that secrete large amounts of the hormone gastrin, which is again produced by the G cells. So for this reason, no, this Zollinger-Ellison syndrome is also otherwise termed as gastrinomas. So when we have increased gastrin, it causes the stomach to make far too much acid, and that will lead to ulcer or ulceration. Okay, so kapag sinabi ng ulceration, meaning nabubutas-butas yung mga stomach natin. Okay, that's why again, increased gastrin is associated with Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, which causes ulcer. Okay. Next, we have melatonin. So melatonin is produced with the pineal gland, and the main function of our melatonin is to maintain the circadian rhythm of the body. Excuse me. It regulates sleep and wakefulness with peak levels occurring at night. So that's why some people who have problems with sleeping at night, no, those people suffering from insomnia, they sometimes take supplements such as those that have melatonin, because again the main function of melatonin is to help us no in our regulation of our sleep pattern. Ayan. So, and then we have the glucagon, insulin, and somatostatin. So you can see there that we have alpha cells, beta cells, and we also have delta cells. So sa alpha cells, no, it secrete the hormone glucagon. Ano glucagon? Ano ba ang function ng glucagon? Glucagon's role in the body is to prevent blood glucose levels dropping too low. So how does your glucagon help in maintaining no the normal blood sugar? So your glucagon stimulates the conversion of restored glycogen, okay, so that's why we have the term glycogenolysis. So what happens is that our glycogen, which is the stored sugar in the liver, it will be converted to glucose, okay, which can be released into the bloodstream. So again, that process is called glycogenolysis. And then we have the beta cells. No, so we have here your alpha cells, and then we have the beta cells. So ang beta cells natin, so yung responsible for producing insulin. And I believe we are all very familiar with insulin. So kung si glucagon, ang purpose niya is to increase the blood sugar sa ating circulation. Si insulin naman is baliktad, no? The role of insulin in the body is to allow glucose to enter in the blood, no? Sorry, it allows the glucose in the blood to enter the cells. Okay, so baliktad sila. Si glucagon, pinapalabas ninyong sugar from the cells into the bloodstream. Yung insulin, enter niya yung sugar sa bloodstream into the cells. Okay? So, because of this, no, insulin allows the sugar to enter our cells, providing them with the energy to function. Okay? So, we all know na if we have a problem with insulin, okay, it will develop to diabetes. And then, we also have what we call our delta cells. Ayan. So, ang delta cells, they secrete the hormone somatostatin. Okay, so ano ba ang purpose ng somatostatin? Somatostatin is actually more of an inhibitory hormone. It inhibits a lot of other substances. Okay? So, Again, the primary function of our somatostatin is to prevent the production of other hormones in our endocrine system, okay, such as our thyroid, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands. Okay, so somatostatin works to turn off the faucet and the flow of certain hormones and secretions when your body doesn't need them. So as what I always say when I talk about systems, there should always be a turn off and a turn on. So, somatostatin is an example of a hormone that functions as a switch off. Okay, so for example, sa hypothalamus natin, so somatostatin stops the release of hormones that your pituitary gland makes, including growth hormone, thyroid-stimulating hormone, and your prolactin. Sa pancreas naman, somatostatin prevents the release of pancreatic hormones, including insulin, glucagon, and gastrin, and pancreatic enzymes that aid in digestion. Again, nangyayari lang dapat ito kapag hindi sila kailangan. Okay? Or if there's already enough of these hormones. Okay? And then in the gastrointestinal tract naman, somatostatin reduces gastric secretions. Kasi nga, napag-alaman natin kanina na if you have too much gastrin, it will lead to ulcers. Okay? So, kailangan talaga may somatostatin tayo. Okay? So, again, your somatostatin is very important as a switch off hormone. So, in the central nervous system, somatostatin also modifies neurotransmission and memory formation. Ayan, that's all for your glucagon, insulin, and somatostatin. And then we have here your human chorionic gonadotropin, which is I believe we are also very familiar. So this HCG is actually produced by the fetal trophoblast cells of a developing placenta, and it supports the ovarian corpus luteum. And it is, again, what's what we all know, a signal for pregnancy. And it has it has a dimeric molecule. It has a 1 alpha subunit and 1 beta subunit. So just a quick trivia lang, no? Your HCG, I believe others know it already, but I just want to reiterate that aside from being a signal for pregnancy, HCG can also be um increased HCG can also be associated with prostate cancer cells because HCG can modulate growth and tumorigenesis, no? Which is associated in prostate cancer cells. So, pwede siya na because there was a certain situation before, which I recall, na that certain man tried to use the pregnancy kit, and then he was shocked because it gave two lights, which means pregnant. Eh, hindi naman pwede maging pregnant yung guy, 'di ba? So that actually led to his discovery na he is actually having a prostate cancer na because of trying the pregnancy test kit for fun, which led to actually a diagnosis of prostate cancer. So, yun siya. And last is the human placental lactogen. It is a hormone released by the placenta when you are pregnant. Now, so HPL or human placental lactogen also goes by the name chorionic somatotropin. Okay, so it helps prepare your body for breastfeeding. It also regulates metabolism and insulin sensitivity to make sure that fetus gets enough nutrients. Okay, so again, it is responsible for the breakdown of fats from the mother to provide fuel for the growing baby. It inhibits the action of insulin and it stimulates development of mammary gland. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope that you have learned and keep safe everyone and God bless you.